What is good, y'all? It's Bible Stories Revisited, and I'm here to read another Bible story. We're finally gonna get to Noah and the flood. Um, I had like, I said like if I get like a comment or something to review it, I will. Um, and like, I won't be too yappy today, but like, I'll still have like stuff to say, and like, I'll have my points and everything. But yeah, I'm just a little bit tired because work was work. You feel me? It was working me. I can't lie. But we'll read this. I'll see some stuff that points out to me. I had my first like Christian comment today, and you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like mad or anything. He was just like uh pointing out like, you know what I'm saying, their apologetics and everything like that. And for the most part, they were respectful, which is awesome, in my opinion. Like, I always encourage people to think for themselves, and like, just because they may have a take that may not be as original, you know what I'm saying? Them engaging, you know what I'm saying? Watching the whole video through. That's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because he had timestamps for like everything that not everything, but he had a good amount of timestamps for comments that like he wanted to like address or like say something about, which shows that he definitely like watched the whole video and listened, which I definitely appreciate because even though we have differences in opinions, I 100% am always open to having conversations because I feel like if we have conversations, you know what I'm saying, it'll be better for us to just look at each other as human and not write each other off as, oh, this is just a wicked atheist who doesn't know any better, or he just wants to sin, or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I explained it that well, but yeah, I might respond to a couple because like I do want to get to the I'm gonna say it wrong again. Just if you watching this video, just correct me with the pronunciation again. But the Jephthah story, we'll get there when we get there. But oh, I'm gonna have some stuff to say about that one for sure. Um, but the reason I went back is because I also got like a comment saying you should at least review the flood story because like what I said in like another video, this is not the first version of a flood myth. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is definitely a story that the Bible got from other religions. And just like the Bible got this from other religions get stuff from the Bible. It's nothing's like, you know what I'm saying, by itself. But the way that certain religions are brought up or like bring other people up, you are only focusing on your religion. So you don't even see how there are so many parallels in the other religion. And that's kind of one of the points they make to where to like greatly discourage you from even trying or being open to any other religions, because if it was open to like, yeah, you can peruse the different religions, but just know mine is the best, without putting that fear into them to discourage them from doing that. You know what I'm saying? What else is stopping them from checking out on other religions and seeing the similarities? There are a lot of people who don't even know like Islam is like a Islam and really Judaism, they're all just different branches on the same tree. Now, of course, those branches branch out to even more branches, especially Christianity got like over 100 branches. But essentially, they all believe in the same Abrahamic Islamic God. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, one of the main things, not one of the main things, but at least one of the points I'm gonna make in here is he was said, I think he pointed out Leviticus 18:21, where pretty much it was mentioning like, do not make sacrifices, for I am the God. That's not what it said at all, but I super summarized it. But pretty much they were talking about the other, like, this is like around the Canaanite era where they're dealing with those people. And God is laying off his rules, and amongst the rules he lays out, one of them is to not make sacrifices to gods, or, you know what I'm saying, to other gods, specifically the Canaanite god. And this is one of the things they use. Why was the Canaanite god so bad? Other than, you know what I'm saying, it's not the God that we're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, uh, praising and everything. The reason they say that, no, this other God is bad, is wicked, they must be swept away, is because they sacrificed their children to that God. And yep, that's kind of my point with the Abraham video. Like, he was full on ready to sacrifice his child. And I think his point was because I would much rather just make like a separate video, just because I don't want to like discredit anything that he said. Um, so I'll probably just address that in another video. Or he could watch my he could watch my reaction to the non-stamp collector take on Abraham and get the information that way. But I know that certain videos are just gonna catch the algorithm compared to others, so I can understand if that was the only video he saw and he just decided to respond to that one. See, I was able to get some yapping out the way, but we'll start reading Noah and the flood. I'll try to not have too much, you know what I'm saying, segues and everything, because this is longer than the others. So we shall get through this. Pretty much, boom. Angels have been falling down, getting it with the. You know how gods be in these mythological stories. They love to be horny and breed with humans. So God's like, I'm gonna just destroy everything because I'm kind of good at that. So this is the account of Noah and his family. See, Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Noah had three sons: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Probably said that wrong. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. Um, God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I'm going to put an end to all people, for earth is filled with violence because of them. I am surely going to destroy both of them and earth. So this is the first sign, not the first sign, but the first example of God just casually like, yeah, I'm gonna just kill everything. I'm gonna just commit genocide. So like when I be seeing people like, yeah, some people my color, they think they think that we are the chosen people. So they're like, they look at the Israel thing. They're like, yeah. Oh my gosh, like, oh, I be getting so I've unfollowed a couple people because of that. Like, usually I'm able to just keep scrolling, but like, yo, I don't want bombing going either way. Like, there needs to be a ceasefire. But pretty much, someone was posting the usual bombs, except this time it's Iran shooting and throwing missiles all over Israel. And I'm like, oh no, this is not good at all. Because Israel was already on some shit. But now, on top of the other tragedy that Hamas had done, these niggas have a reason. So now they are going to backpedal that reason to try to completely wipe out that part of the, like, that group of people. And the group of people, they have had enough. So I get their standpoint, but I don't want it to go like this. And the fact that mm, it's gone on for this long, and part of the reasoning that people feel so strongly on both sides is because they believe, oh my gosh, like, it's insane. Like, they really believe that it's like their destined land. And if there were good examples in the Bible of, like, boom, this is your promised land, it's already open. You don't have to kill a bunch of people to claim your land. They have verses on verses of that type of, what I'm saying, thing going on in the Bible. So these people are reading the Bible, seeing that God almost has like this army propaganda putting in them. And they're like, oh yeah, this is what belongs to us. We gotta go get it. And it's like, mm, both sides are freaking thinking that. And that's why the shit be, bruh, it can really fuck us up. Like, people get bombed on the daily, are getting bombed on the daily because of this. And now we have people on both sides practically rooting for the annihilation of the other side because they believe in the same God, and they believe that the same God is on their side, and that they will completely destroy the other creation. It's all God's creation, but of course, there are countless examples of God just throwing his creations to the side like ragdolls. Like, why even make us in the first place? You know? But he tells Noah, because Noah's the cool guy, you know what I'm saying? Noah walks by God and everything. So make yourself an ark of, what I'm saying, cypress wood, and make rooms in it and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to build it. The ark is to be 300 cubits long and 50 cubits wide and 30 cubits high. Make a roof for it, leaving below the roof an opening 1 cubit high all around. Put a door. Let me get in frame. Let me get in frame. My fault. Put a door in the side of the ark and make lower, middle, and upper decks. I'm going to bring flood waters on the earth to destroy all life under the heavens. Every creature that has the breath of life in it, everything on earth will perish. It's seeming like he's like, yeah, everything's gonna die. Like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know why I keep on reading, like, God's voice in a sinister, evil mastermind in my head, but like, yo, oh my gosh. Anyways, oh my gosh. Okay, so boom. I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. You are to bring into the ark two of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. Two of every kind of bird, of every kind of animal, of every kind of creature that moves along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and for them. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. The Lord then said to Noah, go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. Take with you 7 pairs of every kind of clean animal, a male and his mate, 1 pair of every kind of unclean animal, a male and his mate, and also 7 pairs of every kind of bird. male and female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now on, I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. And Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came to the earth, and Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Pairs of clean, unclean animals, birds, all creatures that move along the ground, male, female, came to Noah and entered the ark as God has commanded Noah. And after the 7 days of the flood, and after the 7 days, the flood waters came on the earth. In the 600 year of Noah's life, on the seventh day of the seventh month, on that day, ooh, okay. Seventh day of the seventh month. That's June 7th. Oh, fuck, I'm wrong. July 7th. My bad, my bad. On that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were open. The rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On that day, Noah and his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered the ark. They had with them every kind of wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, everything that has wings. Pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going were male and female of every living thing as God has commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. For 40 days the flood kept coming in the earth. As the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark flooded on the surface of the water. They rose. Did I just reread that? Fuck it. The rose greatly on the earth, and all the high mountains under the entire heavens were covered. The waters rose and covered the mountains into a depth of more than 15 cubits. Every living thing that moved on land perished: birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm all over the earth, and all mankind. Everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out. People and animals and creatures that move along the earth, and the birds were wiped from the earth. Only Noah was left and those with him in the ark. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days. But God, remember Noah. I always like when they say, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So yeah, he remembered that, what I'm saying, Noah and all the livestock, boom, 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 boom. So he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. See, this is a little bit confusing to me when I read it, because it's like, they said it stopped, and then they were like, God remembered Noah 150 days later, and the water receded. Um, you know what I'm saying? And it really stopped raining? Or did the water go all the way back up to heaven? Um, Sent a wind over the earth, the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heaven had been closed. And the rain had stopped falling from the sky. So it said it stopped raining for 40 days and 40 nights, and then it said 150 days went by, and then God remembered Noah and stopped the rain. That's a little confusing, just saying. But boom. And on the 17th day of the seventh month, the ark came to rest on the mountain of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, The tops of the mountain became visible. After 40 days, 40 more days, Noah opened a window he had made in the ark and sent out a raven. And it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he had sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water all over the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there was in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again. But this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons and your wives. Bring out every kind of living thing, you know what I'm saying, creature that is with you, blah, 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 birds, all of that, so they can multiply and be fruitful and increase the numbers on it." So, boom, they did all of that. I'm not going to mention how there literally are too many different species of different types of animals for all of that to happen. We're not going to address evolution. You know what I'm saying? That's just one way we can debunk this. But, like, I want it to be like a little bit more creative. Not even creative, but like just saying what I think, right? Because like I've heard other stuff like um boom, like was God's only reason for doing this like really because of violence and God doesn't like violence? But God like did one of the most violent acts to stop the violence. Like he's literally like kill them all. Yeah, kill them all. And I remember like getting this story, you know what I'm saying, getting it read to me as a child. And you know what I'm saying, the only like reason of this story is to put fear in people. And it definitely was successful because I'll get to that part with the covenant and everything. Um, but yeah, every time I saw a rainbow, I was like, dang, you know, as my child, so I was like, God really flooded everything, but it's okay. This is what my dad said. This is okay though, because God's promise is that He will never destroy the earth like that again. I was like, so He'll never destroy the earth at all? He's like, well, not that He'll never destroy the earth at all, but He'll never destroy the world that way. I was like, how's He going to destroy the world next time? He's like, oh, next time He's going to use fire. And I'm like, uh, I better not mess around with this guy if he just can do this at any moment. And that's kind of the paranoia I had, is that like end times and how people are like, Jesus is coming and everything. Like I would definitely like be paranoid that like at any moment bodies can drop and this shit is gonna turn into fire for a lot of people. And that is scary. That is a good way to keep people in line. You know what I'm saying? Not have them question anything. Which is like, I get it, bruh. I definitely do. Because I've been there. Like, Even with like the Christian commenter I had, I wasn't mad at bro. Like, bro, I expect Christians to do stuff like that because that's some stuff I would do when I was a Christian. Like, it's a human reaction to be like frustrated when you see somebody that is failing to see something the way that you see it. And that's natural. I would get upset when people said they didn't believe in God. Like, because I didn't want to have to confront that question myself or seriously go through all the answers. I kept on putting it back in the vault. And when people would bring it up, when people would try to ask questions, I would get angry. Not even like angry, like, but I would get frustrated and like upset because it was forcing me to at least mentally revisit those questions that I had in my head that I tried to block out so that I could keep a peaceful idea. But the peaceful idea crumbles when you see, and I'm just talking about me at this point, but when you see time after time that people use the same doctrine to treat people horribly, cause so many freaking wars, and really, when you read it, you realize it's not the book of love, peace, and morality that you are taught to believe that it is. That's why I greatly encourage people reading this for themselves, not picking out the parts that they believe are good references, but just reading the Bible and having an open mind, not reading it, trying to get yourself to be like, I gotta be convinced and this will all make sense in the end. Like, no, actually ask yourself some questions. Don't keep on brushing over stuff because all you're doing is putting that shit in the vault, you know? But let's finish this out. Um, so, Noah, blah, okay, boom. Because same guy say, God don't like them burnt offerings. He hates them. So, Noah hates when the offerings are not. I said Noah. God hates when offerings are not towards him. That's what he hates about the offering. But you know what I'm saying? Everything that moves out the land came out of the altar, one after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and of all the clean taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds. So just taking some of the birds. Like, anyways, maybe I read that wrong. Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood, and never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. Now, I have two questions when I read this, right? Because, like, I think the reason the guy tried to make is that when they say like pleasing aroma or it's like sweet aroma, he's talking about the aroma of the faith or the intention of the offering. And it's like, dude, like I can see like you typing that out, but if you just say that out loud, it kind of sounds ridiculous. It just sounds a little ridiculous. Like that you would have to make endless excuses for God himself, saying that like first of all, God shouldn't even perceive things human like us. But I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again because it doesn't seem like he's talking about Noah's intention. Noah built an altar to the Lord, taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds. He sacrificed burnt offerings on the altar. That means he burnt these animals on the offering table. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma of the burning flesh. Like, bruh, let's be for real here. Let's be honest. Like, God was so happy with the smell of burning flesh. He said, I will not curse the ground because of humans. And then he had this other thing he wanted to say, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood? Sir, once again, this is another case I'm making because God might be a little bit more than blood magic. Because, um, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had some good, stories that, like, weren't in my mind. But it's like, if it's Old Testament, you know what they did after the miracle was commenced. You know who they made the offering to and how they did it, if it's Old Testament. So it's nice cope, but even still, these burnt offerings, you are boiling, not even boiling, but burning flesh and blood, and then the aroma of that burning whatever on the altar pleases God every time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah. But I don't like when God be like, "Of course I made you in our own image." You know what I'm saying? Of course I made you in our own image, but I just feel like you're evil. You're not evil because of me because I'm perfect. But even though I created you, a perfect being creating an imperfect creation, I created you. People be like, it's because of free will. We don't have free will, especially in the Old Testament. The amount of times that this man plays with fate, man, come on now. We'll get there when we get there, though, for real. But yeah, God smelt that flesh and was like, yeah, I'm not gonna fuck y'all up again. I forgot y'all can do this. Almost killed almost killed all the creations and messed up my flesh. My flesh offerings. Which once again, like, it's crazy. A perfect being needs validation and offerings. And crazy that the offerings are killing. Like, it took blood sacrifice from Jesus for us to just limit our offerings to verbal prayers. But before you show your appreciation to God by killing something in his name. Like now let's wire the brains right now, right? What type of being would, like, a all good or a evil being, what type of being would you have to make sacrifices to in order to please, or you will be destroyed? That sounds like an evil being to me. I'm just saying. Like, if God was really all powerful and all knowing, why do we have to do all of these things just to please Him? Why does He need all this validation if He already knows all of these things? Why would He need for us to have forced outward expression to Him when He already knows our hearts and can change and harden the hearts as He pleases? That's my yapping. We're gonna finish this up. God's covenant with Noah. So, boom. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth and all the birds of the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and all of the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I have gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. This seems like God repeating the thing he did with Adam, where he's like, you take care of the land. You're in control. I didn't keep up with maintenance. So you take all of this is you. They'll fear you. You're the king. You're the top of the food chain. Got it? So whoever sheds human blood by humans shall their blood be shed. For the image of God, God. Let me read that one more time. Whoever sheds human blood by humans shall their blood be shed. Oh. For in the image of God, God has made mankind. Mm, I think I skipped something. Did I? You must not. I did skip something. Oh my lord, my fault, y'all. My ADHD brain just zoomed into to that. Um, because yeah, be fruitful and multiply, everything that lives. But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. And for your lifeblood, I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal and from each human being too. I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. So, yeah, that's like his first, like, yeah, if you kill people, I won't even have to kill you. Humans will kill you for me, pretty much. And as for you, be fruitful, increase, multiply, blah, blah, blah. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, I now establish my covenant with you and your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth. I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the sign. In my head, I said because it never happened. And God said, this is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you. A covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds. I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on earth. So God said to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant I established. How many times y'all gonna. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. And man, I can't lie. I was. Like, every time I saw a rainbow as a kid, I thought of the story. So they did their job, you know what I'm saying? Good fear mongering, good stuff like that. And yeah, that was there's a lot of stuff like just wrong with it. And it's crazy that people like still like will believe this story when there is just so much evidence that is false. Like, even as a Christian, like, this was one of the stories I was like, okay, so this was made by humans, so everything can't be perfect. Maybe this is just one little slip up, right? But we'll see a lot more where that came from. I can't lie. I'll have more energy, be more enthusiastic. I gotta make sure to do these when I don't have work. Gotta make sure to do this when I don't have work. But I saw like a comment and I was like, oh shoot, let me get on that. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good little session. Um, I'll have more books to read in the future. Maybe more like videos to react to if they short enough. But yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with me and all that. I'm gonna get out of y'all hair and all of that. I encourage everybody to, what I'm saying, just think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Is that actually what you think, or is that what you were told to think? And I feel like when we all think for ourselves, when we continue to have conversations with each other, it reminds us, this is our reminder, that each of us are human at the end of the day. And belief is only part of that identity. It doesn't make up the whole identity. You feel me? We still people, so we should still treat each other as such. That's it. Y'all be great. Think for yourself. I'll get out y'all here. Bye.